Hey guys, today I want to talk about the safety net that most expats forget about, and that's called the repatriation loan. And let me tell you the way this works. You need to have some sort of proof that you're an American, first of all. And this is for American expats. I can't speak for like Australia or the UK. I'm sure they have something like this too. Maybe they don't. The repatriation loan is the thing that you can get. It usually it used to be at window 1. I believe it still is currently, but they have it at the embassy. You can ask about it. If something happens and you run out of money and you can't get home, you can go in there. You go up to the window. You tell them, hey, listen, I want to apply for a repatriation loan. They're going to ask you for 3 people, and they're going to call those people. They're going to be back in the U.S. They're going to call those 3 people, and they're going to ask them if they will be willing to send you some money or help you out. And if those 3 people say no, then guess what? You can get the repatriation loan. But here's the catch. They'll probably give you a document. From what I understand, this is the way it works. They take your passport. They give you some sort of document that allows you to get onto the plane and everything, and then you go back to the U.S. Now, you will not get your passport back until that is paid off. Okay, till that debt is paid off. Then you can come back to the Philippines. That's the way the repatriation loan works. But let me tell you something. Make sure, because when you get home, if all you have is your passport for ID and you get back home and you try to go to a bank or you try to do something and you don't have any IDs back there, you're kind of in trouble. And a passport is a pretty important ID. That's one reason why I tell people, make sure you get the passport ID. The passport ID will help you. It'll help you a lot because that way that you have that back home. That is a really, really good ID to have, because when you walk into a bank, they say, oh, it's a passport ID, so obviously we'll accept that. Most banks would, or a license of some sort or whatever. Now back home in the United States, they have like some new thing back there. I believe it's called Real ID, and a lot of people are asking for real IDs. Well, guess what? Your passport is a real ID. It's a real ID. It's a document, that really counts as a real ID. So some of these older licenses don't have the real ID. So, some places will not accept that for a hardcore ID. But most banks, when you walk into a bank and you flash your license or something like that, they're okay with that because they've already got that on file, your picture and everything, and they pretty much know you from seeing you come in and all that. But your passport is key. That's why a passport ID is always the best thing to have as a secondary ID. If your passport is being held, or it runs out, it's out of date or something like that, you want to make sure that you have that. But the best part about this is, as expats, we always have a way home. We always have a way to get back home by having that repatriation loan. It's key, and it's important to keep that in the back of your mind, and you should never ever use that unless you absolutely have to. This is why I tell people you need to have credit cards, you need to have some emergency money. A lot of people, what they do is they blow their emergency money when something comes up. I'll do an investment, I'll get it back, or I'll loan it out to Joe Smo, down here, and everything will be okay. I'll be good. Joe Smo will pay me back, and Joe Smo doesn't pay you back. Or you loan it to your girlfriend's brother or relative or cousin or something like that to buy a truck, and you think you're going to make money off it. I've actually heard this one, and then the person didn't get paid back. So be careful, guys, about your emergency money. Protect that with every single thing you got. We got a really cool breeze here today, so it's really actually kind of nice. It's dry. It feels like it's in the 70s, but I think it's like 86 or 87, somewhere around there. And it's feeling really nice and cool here because of the dry air. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that today, just to key you guys in and keep that in your expat toolbox, that, hey, I always have this to fall back on. God forbid money gets ripped off me. And this has happened before at some of the banks around here. Bank takes your money disappears. What then? That has happened before here. It actually is more common here than in the United States. It's happened in the US too, so I can't say that it doesn't happen there, because it does. But some of the banks, people's money has disappeared. I'm not sure how or why that happened, but it has happened before where people's money has disappeared. And you got to be really careful and keep an eye on your accounts over here. Sometimes it's better having 2 accounts than 1, and I recommend like BDO and probably China Bank too. And China Bank is actually owned by BDO, but it's a better bank because there's less lines on their ATMs and everything. So China Bank is not owned by China, so get that through your head. But also, guys, make sure you have extra IDs. Always have those extra IDs. And that passport ID, if they take your passport and you need to get into the embassy or something like that, remember this. You can always get in there with that. You can usually get in there anyway if you have like a license or something like that. But remember, they're going to take your passport away. So have pictures of your passport. Have all that stuff, extras and things in your pocket and have duplicates hidden around, because God forbid if it goes missing or something like that. But if you do the repatriation loan, they are going to take that at some point. I'm not sure when they take it. I'm not sure if they take it at the embassy window and give you documents, or if they take it at the tail end when you reach the U.S. and it says, all right, take away this guy's passport. I'm not sure when they take it away. I just know that they do take it away, okay? And that's for sure. They do take it away. So then you have to pay off that debt. So be aware of that. Keep it in your your expat toolbox, and you'll be fine, guys. God bless, guys. I hope that helps you guys. God bless.